Hello, my beautiful people. Just stopping in to say hello. I know some people will be like, why is she so happy? I'm like, we're breathing. We're alive. Yes, life might not be the way we want it to be, but we have the ability to push forward. We have the ability to create the change that we need. You see, about a year ago, or I want to say about 2 years ago, I'll try to fast forward it quick. I was on the verge of like, oh, I didn't want to go back into healthcare. I wanted to focus on organizing, on decluttering and helping people that way. And that's something I've always wanted to do. But because of fear, I went straight into healthcare instead. And I had a situation where I had COVID really bad, and it changed the trajectory of my life. And I didn't know how to slow down. Also, I didn't save a lot. So I had to live off of what I had in that moment. And life ended up happening. I try to, focus. I was still doing healthcare, but I was doing like more home care instead of, like, a nursing home or like hospital setting type of thing. So, cause I was still healing, even if I went ahead and, register business, everything like that, I was still healing myself. I was still recovering. So I kind of like jumped. I was like, you know what? I'm not letting fear get the best of me this time. I'm jumping ahead. I'm doing what I need to do. And by me doing that, things end up happening where I got advice where like, oh, they're helping people who had COVID and all that stuff. And here's a way for, because I was like, I thought it was an opportunity. I'm like, I don't like depending on people, but I saw it as an opportunity, to get some assistance. And by me doing that, it ended up being where they didn't want to pay in a particular time, and where I was staying didn't want to wait. So I end up in a situation where now I had to make decision like, oh, I need to move. But it took, until like the ending of the year. And then here it is, I had to slow down on what I was doing and then try to focus on me. And it was kind of hard, but in those moments, stuff I never expected to happen actually happened. And I stayed with a family member because I wasn't working that much. I couldn't really move into something else at the time. So I stayed with a family member, and then a lot of people was moving from New York around the same time. So they will probably get like quicker pick than me. So I stayed with a family member for like a month and a half, and then a month and a half I stayed in a hotel. And let me tell you, I was like, this is not it, because I'm not able to save. I'm paying over $2,000 to stay in a hotel. I can't really cook what I want to cook because the only thing it had was a stovetop. So I was like, you know what? Something have to give. Although my body was still healing, I forced myself to work. I forced myself to work more than I could. I cried some days. I cried many days, but I say, you know what? I can't depend on the system, because they had programs and stuff, and people think they make it seem like it's so easy, but it's not so easy. They have you call in different stuff. Like, I'm in the area of Connecticut, New Haven County to be exact, and community action, like they have program and stuff, but sometimes what they put you through in the program, you about ready to give up. And I'm not a quitter. And it was making me more sick because it was almost like stressing me out. And I was like, I'm not about to depend on these people. I'm about to force myself, because it's like I'm trying to tell them, like, I'm not able to work that much, because every time I work that much, it's like my body wouldn't feel good. And then I will go, when I start feel better, I will go back. And it kept being this cycle of back and forth. And they will look at my income and be like, yeah, but you make a lot per hour. I say, I know. I say, I've never been on Section 8. I've never had assistance for people to pay my rent for me, or you know what I mean? So yes, I see that I make, a decent amount of money, but I'm telling you, my body is not capable in the moment. So where in the time I was supposed to be healing and recovering, I was fighting. And I say, God, you have to help me. I say, God, you have to help me, because there's no way. And when it comes to like looking for places, they send me a packet. Sometimes calling 211, it doesn't always help, because sometimes the places they direct you to might not even be that helpful, because they'll send you a packet and you're calling places on those packets. I'm like, people think it's so easy because they're like, oh, they have all these programs to help the homeless or whatever. No, everything is a facade. They have it, but they limit it to certain people. Most of the people who get the help is if you know the people who's in charge. That's how a lot of people end up getting the help. So, you know what? It just pushed me more, and it just showed me how much evil there is in this world. It showed me how much evil there is in this world. And I say, you know what? I thank them for showing me, because sometimes they'll just look at you and treat you a certain way and not knowing. But I thank them, because people who might not be able to speak up, I'll speak up for them. It is not as it seems. People think like, yes, there are so many programs out here to help people, but are they really helping people like the way they're supposed to? No, they're not. And they are not. They have the provision, and necessary they are not. Because yes, you have to really push through, you have to really, but it shouldn't be. And a lot of people who are in this thing, a lot of them from secret society, a lot of them from sororities, and all those stuff are demonic. And sometimes people act like it's coming out of their pocket. And it's like, I wasn't looking, I wanted to help to back pay on something. And since that didn't happen, now I had to get something to try to move. I was like, man, it's not easy. But guess what? I say, this is not it. I was like, I'm going to look for me a place that's, budget. That way I could save some money, or at least pay off some debt that I end up creating within that period of time. And don't get me wrong, the enemy is fighting me, but I'm pushing, I'm pushing through, because I know I'm not just doing it for me. I'm also doing it for the ones who need it. So I could show them, it's like, with God, just keep pushing through. It's not going to be easy, but keep pushing through. Sometimes people see me and they're like, oh, you have it. No, I'm fighting just like you. Yes, I might have a coverage over my head and I might be driving, but it's not running on air. You have to put money into it. That money have to come from somewhere. And us, also, what I noticed is like us in that moment, I realized me depending on them, it gave them that power to like squeeze or maneuver me or control me how they felt fit. And I say, you know what? I don't ever want to be in that position. I don't ever want to be in that position. So it's like continuing to push through. Even when it feel like it might be difficult, continue to push through. And don't argue back, because sometimes people do that to get you to argue back, and your blessing might just be around the corner, but arguing back with them could just mess it up. So don't argue with them. Pray. Pray, pray, pray. Yes. Pray. So right now, oh, and also I know I wasn't able to do stuff for like almost a year, but I made it my duty with the strength of God to do as much as I can with what is provided and what is in my proximity to help out. I'm also still fighting some stuff on my own. Oh, when I say fighting, because it feel like a fight. I'm still having to handle some stuff on my end. But also, if you need help with someone being an advocate for you, just reach out. You could check out the website, and then there's a number in the bio section. You could text, but if you want more information, you could call. So, but if you call, just leave a message. So if you want to text like a lengthy sort of stuff, go to the website at healinginthebrokenness.com. Later it will be changed to .org, but right now it's .com. And in the contact section, just put all the questions you need. If you feel like a text message is going to be too lengthy, if it's more than 2 questions, put it in that, and then I respond to you. So don't think like it's all easy, it's all peaches and cream. And yes, we might expect people to do stuff for us, but they don't have to. So I stopped having that mindset where I got so used to certain people being there and doing stuff for me that I say, you know what? It's my life. They don't have to do anything for me. I have to take control of my life and do what I need to do in order to make it to the next level. I need to do the necessary step. I'm not gonna lie. It wasn't easy. There's many times I was ready to say, God, it's like he had me fighting. He didn't make it easy. I literally had to put in the work. And sometimes too many of us don't want to put in the work. Sometimes we so used to stuff being so easy and people doing stuff for us that we want it like that. And sometimes that's why we resort to witchcraft. Sometimes that's why we resort to psychic, because we don't want to wait on God. We just want to go and get everything quick. But guess what? Not everything quick is good. Not everything quick is of God. Not everything quick is right. Sometimes everything quick just open a door to something deeper, something darker. And guess what? When you think you're reaching there, you're not even reaching there. You're digging a deeper hole. And that deeper hole is bringing you further away from God, when all you had to do was work. And when you work, then you get closer and closer to whatever God had for you. When you work, then you get closer and closer to the promise. When you work hard, Yes, there might be time when he make it easy, but faith without works is dead. So you can't just have faith and expect it to be laid out like that. No, you have to put it in. You have to put in some effort. You have to be able to. Sometimes when people say no, don't stop there. Keep going. Find resources. Seek resources until you get the yes. I'm pray that those resources you get in are of God. And also when people give you thing, if you don't need it, it's okay to say no. When people give you thing, I always tell people pray. Say for instance, before I drink this, I might not say it out loud, but I say, you know what? God, I bless this water in the name of Jesus before I drink it. Amen. So before I eat and drink, I bless it. I bless it because I realize, and that's another reason I will not take certain things from people when it comes to me giving to others, because everyone have energy. And if they have a negative energy, there is no way I'm going to take it and then distribute it. Then I have to be responsible for what I just gave to someone. So sometimes I might buy stuff and give away, and I will eat it and see how I feel. And I will say, I don't like the way I feel, so I will not get that and give to somebody else again. And I pray, I say, God, cover, I say, cover this thing, that when they consume it, that it will be nourishing to them, and that whoever prepared that, whatever they're going through, does not get transcend. And if there's something that I'm going through, that it does not get transcend into it. Yes, this world is physical, but it's also spiritual. And many times on our journey, it's a spiritual battle. And the enemy wants us to look like we're losing our mind, because sometimes we know stuff and it might not everyone will understand. And it's okay. Don't be mad at them, because not everyone has the ability to understand. Not everyone have the ability to understand. So today I am encouraging you to be the best version of yourself. And it will not happen overnight, as I have to remind myself that I want to get so much done in a space of time, but I have to understand that it will take one day at a time. And I hope that you guys are patient with me as I take this journey on doing what I've always loved, which is helping others and being a vessel of God. Yes, I've made mistakes within those time period that, one, I've tried to join with other people to do good, and I realize they're on a different path. They're on a different path. So I'm like, I don't think God want me to join with anyone right now. I think God just want me to just do it because everyone might not have the heart, and everyone is not given with a given heart. And I'm not here to judge, but I'm here to say it's not right. And I'm here to say I might not have the resources that other people have, but with whatever resources that I have, I'm going to utilize it to do my best to help. Right now, it's just meals and encouragement, and I'm able to advocate because I've worked in the healthcare field. I've had a healthcare experience where I almost lost my life in the hospital, Yale, New Haven to be exact, 20 York Street. And, and they did think I was homeless because I had locks at the time too. It was around this length, I want to say, but it had some color in the end. And they thought I was homeless, so they put me on the 9th floor. Yes. So I had your experience. So guess what? But I know God did it for a reason, Because how am I able to understand where you're coming from if I haven't even been through it myself? And mind you, I was in nursing school when I got sick. So, hey, my bad experience ended up being good. It was embarrassing. But that's not for today. But it was so embarrassing that they had me with diaper one day. But that's not for today. But I just said that to let you know I've been where you've been. I might not have slept on the street, but I had to move. My whole life was uprooted and I had to start all over again. I took out my locks and I had to start all over again. The beginning stage is never easy, but it's worth it. But we have to put in the work and we can't just put it in. We have to it's like how a house is. You don't just sit there and expect the house to get built. No, you have to keep putting in the work. You have to keep putting in the work. First, you find the land, you lay down the foundation. Let's say the land is you. God's doing a thing in you. You have to be able to surrender. So give him the land. Give him yourself. So you surrender the land. He clear it out. He start putting concrete. Because guess what? Whatever you've been through was a storm in your life. And him putting concrete, thank you, Elizabeth. Him putting concrete is him making you stronger. And when he's making you stronger, he's going to dish out some stuff in your life and it's going to hurt. I'm going to be honest with you. It will hurt. People will insult you. People will call you all kind of names. And sometimes it's the people you love. But that's God weeding people out. He's telling you to separate yourself from those people. He's telling you that he wants you all by yourself. Sometimes it will feel lonely, but that's the time to seek him. And when you ask for something, sometimes he will send people. The devil send people too. So pray and understand which one is, of God. He will send people. But guess what? When God is working on your foundation, it's to make it solid. But we have to be willing to change. Sometimes we'll have some toxic attitude and we think, we're fine. We think we know it all. And everybody else is below us. Everybody else, And sometimes you might not always have fine dining. Yes, you might be used to it, but you might be able to save some of the money and the extra stuff we're spending on. Because I sat and I'm like, all the money I spend eating out, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money when I could take it, do bulk shopping and cook. But because it was fast paced, everything was fast paced, I didn't make time. And I say, God, I'm going back down a path that you deliver me from. And it's not going to help me, nor is it going to help anyone else. So deliver me. So, when God heal you from something and you go back to it, and you keep going back to it, it becomes stronger and stronger. And then it becomes a stronghold that it makes it harder. It's not impossible. It just means that it becomes harder. So anything that you stop doing and you go back to, it becomes harder. And yes, we feel like we need comfort. So we decide to be with somebody else. No, that is not the time. You're deciding to be with somebody else because you want love, you want affection, you want to feel a warm body. No, you just need God. Or you just need Jesus. You need Jesus. You just need the one who created you. Yes, your mother and father created you. But how did that body form? How did like everything just come about. There's something beyond that. There's a power beyond that. So he created you. He manufactured you. And yes, you happen to be in your mother's womb with your father or your dad. And I say dad because if the person wasn't there, then they were able to be a part of that creation. So going back to the Father and asking him to be there, because sometimes we might not have a father, mother wrong, or sometimes we might not even have parents. Sometimes we might have been in foster care or whatever the case may be, and we might have been hurt, we might have been abused, whichever the case may be, and you're seeking for that love, but you're seeking it in all the wrong places. This is the time, because I've been there where I've been seeking for stuff in all the wrong places, only to open myself to attachment that I didn't need. Only to open myself to stuff I did not need. And that made my walk even more dangerous. And when I say dangerous, it's almost like I already have so much that I'm dealing with. I'm just picking up everybody's stuff. Like whatever they're going through, I'm attaching it to myself by me being in a situation with them, by me communicating with them for like a long period of time. And I don't want to get too deep, but I'm going to leave this here because I kind of like hit. Yeah, I feel like a lot was just coming. But pretty much no matter what your situation is, it's possible. Because the reason for any of you who've seen me before and you haven't seen me in a while, the reason you haven't seen me is because I had to get myself back together. I had to get myself back together and start somewhere from scratch. Yes, I'm thankful to have a few people who was able to be there. Even if they were dealing with stuff their own self, I was still thankful. They didn't have to, but I was thankful. But I had to put in the work. And there was no pride. So for those of you who may have pride and you feel like you might not want to ask for help, the worst thing somebody could say is no, and it's okay. They're entitled to say no. Don't be mad. But be mad at yourself if you never ask and then you assume what they're going to say. Still ask. They know it's not the end of the world. Sometimes they know will push you into something to do, to become something better. Someone saying no could push you to make you want to do it yourself. But don't ever be cocky and show off and be like, oh, you didn't want to do it for me, so look at this. Don't ever do that, because God hates that. And a lot of people do that. It's like, look at me now. You did this, and no, don't ever do that. Don't ever do that. So hope you have a blessed one, and hope this message help you. And if you feel like it might help someone else, share it with them. And it's encouragement. It's not the end of my journey, nor is it the end of your journey. It's not easy, and it's worth it. Sometimes you'll fall and you just get back up. You'll fall and you just get back up. No matter how much you fall, just keep getting back up. Just keep getting back up. It said a righteous man falleth 7 times and rises up again. But the wicked shall fall into mischief. So keep rising. Keep rising. Keep rising. You fall, just get back up. Just remember, why did I fall? Keep a log. Why did I fall? What allowed me to cause that to happen? What did I do that created the last situation? Was it right or was it wrong? If you did something that was right and it created something, you just pray and ask God to give you the strength. You pray and ask God to give you the strength, because when I feel like I might not have the strength, I say, God, I need you. I need you. There's no magic portion. It's all God. So sometimes people will want to find out, and people will want to ask, like, how many times you read the Bible, like how long you read the Bible or whatever, like trying to figure out, like, there's no exact amount. And like I've said before, it's not because of a church, it's because of my relationship with Him. So I encourage you to have a relationship with the Creator, God. And He said, no one could come through me. Jesus said, no one could go through the Father but through me. So give yourself to Jesus when you feel you're ready. I hope that you're ready. Give yourself to Him, because it's the best thing I've ever done. And just a FYI, I gave myself fully to God on the hospital bed in April 2021. In Yale New Haven Hospital bed, I gave myself to God. I wasn't in any church. I didn't have no pastor. I didn't have no priest. It was just me, the hospital bed, the not so good treatment I received. I received some good treatment, but in that period, the treatment was not so good. So I was like, I saw some things that look from a different planet. And I said, God, take me and let me be a vessel. And I thought being a vessel meant like He was going to take me with Him. I didn't know at the time. Yeah, sometimes people think like, oh, you're supposed to know everything. No, you don't. If you were never exposed to it, or you don't come across that knowledge, you might not know. So I asked to be a vessel, not knowing what it meant. So here I am looking to be with God, and I realized I'm still here. But no matter what was happening, like, I was aware of what was happening. So you see, I gave myself to Him on the hospital bed. So wherever you are, you could give yourself to Him. You could give yourself to God wherever you are. You just say, God, I think I said, Lord. I said, Lord, take me and make me a vessel of yours. I want to be with you. You could even add in, I know you died on the cross for me to wash away my sins. And I want to be a better version. I want to be that version that you call me to be. Whatever plan you have for my life, I want that. I know the journey might not be easy, but I will be strong. I will be brave. I will be resilient. And although the enemy might try to slay me, I know you said you will never leave me nor forsake me. God is always there with us. He's always there. So I'm just letting you know, no matter how deep or dark your situation is, God is with you. He is with you. So you got this, okay? You got this. No matter where you go, no matter what you do, the Father is always with you. No matter how far you go away from Him, He's always with you. So Put your head up, put your chin up, and know that it's possible. Know that it's possible. So no matter what the negativity the enemy tries to tell you, just brush it off and know that it is possible. That God is possible. Because the enemy will say all the negativity and then you'll be thinking it's your thoughts. It is not. Rebuke it. When the negativity come, you say, I rebuke that in the name of Jesus. I rebuke that. You have to always say it out loud. If you by yourself, you could say it. But if you among people, just say it in your head. I rebuke that in the name of Jesus. Because guess what? When you're in the hospital, they'll try to think you're crazy. Yeah. They will try to think you're crazy. That's for another video. But stay tuned and have a blessed one. And yeah, until next time. So hi everyone, I'm Kamisha. And the reason why I'm always smiling is because no matter what fire I go through, my Father is with me. The enemy try to make me feel like he's not, but he is. So my Father is like fighting for me. And then I gotta fight with the word and with love. And I was not doing my love because I was allowing the negativity to get to me. And I responded back to certain people, but they will tempt you. Don't let them tempt you. And get out of your father's, Yeah, don't let them tempt you. Yeah. I'm here to tell you, you got this. You can do it. You can do it. You could do it. You could do it. I know. I'm being a little silly, but you gotta have fun. That's the best medicine. That's the best medicine. Laughter, fun, and having a good time. So yeah, until next time, have a blessed one, okay? Bye.